Alright, welcome to the channel and to the Speedy Space Marine series. Today we're going to be looking at the Sons of Sanguinius, the Blood Angels. A legion feared for their bloodthirsty nature throughout the Horus Heresy, and today we're going to get them on the tabletop faster than Sanguinius could flap his wings. All the paints you'll need will be listed below in the description, so let's get into it. Alright, starting from a black base coat, we're going to be taking some Khorne red along with our Artis Opus Series D medium dry brush, and we're basically overbrushing on the model here. So we've got a reasonable amount of paint left in the brush, and we're just applying this all over the miniature, leaving the darkest recesses black, but getting a nice solid base coat over everything else. Having a good large dry brush for things like this really does help with the speed and efficiency of painting these marines. Then going to follow it up with some Mephiston red, and this is going to be our first highlight color. So we're taking the Series D medium dry brush again and starting to establish some of our points of light. So we're thinking about where the light's coming from. We're saying directly above, so it's going to be the top of the shoulders, top of the backpack, top of the arms, top of the chest, and then the outside of each leg. You can kind of see where the light lines are if you hold your model directly underneath your hobby light. We'll also have to highlight the back of the calf on one of the legs because obviously it's sitting out and protruding a wee bit. So you can see I'm catching the outside edge in the front of this leg because that would be where the light's hitting, and then on the other leg we're going to be catching the outside edge and the back of the leg. But you can see we're starting to build some nice contrast between our Khorne red and our Mephiston red. So grab some Evil Sunz Scarlet here, and we're going to apply one last highlight over the armor. So I'm using this again to accentuate the brightest points of the model, so that's going to be the shoulders, top of the backpack, top of the arms, and again those legs that are being exposed to the light. Now hopefully you can see I'm using more directional strokes now because I want to catch edges of the armor, bring out some of that definition and structure within the shape of each panel, but we're still focusing on creating those volumetric highlights, so bringing attention to the cylindrical shape of the legs, the arms, and the spherical shape of the shoulders and the head. So using this just to build up some nice gradual highlights. Again, I'm holding the brush further back from the ferrule this time to ensure I get nice soft application of this color. I want to make sure we get nice smooth transitions from our Khorne red to our Mephiston red to our Evil Sunz Scarlet. Took me a second there. Repeating this process on the head, you may want to apply slightly more Evil Sunz Scarlet to the head just to help draw that focus up towards the face. So be sure to grab the hands while you're at it as well. Just a quick dry brush over those to bring out some of the edge highlights within each piece. So after you've finished applying the Evil Sunz Scarlet, you should be left with something that looks like this. I think this is a super vibrant red and a great way to go. We're going to elevate it a wee bit now by taking our extra small Artis Opus dry brush, and we're going to add in some chipping, some battle damage, some wear and tear to the armor. We're effectively using this somewhat like an edge highlight, but we're coming in with some Evil Sunz Scarlet and we're focusing on areas that would catch some damage throughout the battle. So it's like the edge of armor plates, the edge of the greaves, bottom of the legs, always a great place to add in some chipping. The shoulder pads, the arms, around the top of the chest, maybe some on the backpack. Do use it somewhat sparingly, don't go over the top with it. Try to make sure that you're only applying the right amount of paint. If you add on too much, just wipe it away with your finger. But look to bring attention to the edge of your structures. Maybe add a wee bit to the face as well, just to help bring in some more detail and focus there. Grab some Abaddon black now, and we're going to use this to apply a nice even layer over some of the components on the model. So we're going to paint the center of the backpack just to create some contrast and some more information there. And we're going to coat all of the areas that we're going to be painting silver. So the exhausts, the strapping across the front of the chest, and we're also going to use this to fill in any of the rubberized sections of the model. So those bits between the legs, at the hips, the elbows, if it's on the wrists as well, just use some Abaddon black, try and apply it in one or two even coats just to ensure that you get a nice smooth consistency. We're also going to apply it all over the bolter and the leathers. I don't think there's any need to worry about painting the leathers another color during this because we're looking to get these guys on the tabletop nice and quick. Coming in with some exhaust manifold from Vallejo metal color, taking our Artis Opus Series M size 2. We're going to apply this all over the silver sections. I'm using the Series M here because it's slightly smaller and allows me to get in between the backpack exhausts and the shoulder pad. I find it's easiest, but you can use whatever brush you prefer. So we're going to apply a nice even coat of this. Generally it only takes one coat over black. Fantastic metallic colours, definitely recommend them. But you should be able to rattle through this bit nice and quick. Just aim for a nice consistent layer and ensure that it's dried fully before we proceed on to the next step. Whenever you're painting these ridges along the top of the backpack, don't worry if you get any metallics in between those, because we'll be coming back with a wash to help create some more definition and structure in there. On the bolter, just catch any of the metallic clips or buckles or anything on the leathers as well here, and then just fill in the detail on the bolter as well. If you hit any of the gun casing, just come back in and clean that up with some Abaddon black. We're then going to take some Retributor armor and paint in the knobs or bubbles or rivets on the shoulder pad as well. So the way I try to paint this is I kind of try to sweep around the top, sweep around the bottom, and then fill in any space that I've missed. I've now thinned down some Abaddon black, but you can use Nuln Oil or your favorite black wash for this. I just find that using Abaddon black is easiest because it means that I can just apply it straight over any of the areas that I've painted black that have silver on them, and I don't have to worry about any variation in the finish. But just apply this all over the metallics, all over the silvers that you've done, and then we're going to come in with some Rhinox hide and repeat this process, covering slightly less space. So the Rhinox hide's meant to look like some dirt, grime, oil, rust, debris that's picked up through the battle. Just add in some more color variation and some more information. So apply slightly less of this and be more selective with where you place it on your model to create some contrast and some more information and build up a wee bit of a story for our Marine. So we're also going to apply the Rhinox hide into those rubberized sections and over some of the black parts that we painted earlier. This just helps to create a bit of a recess shade in these areas. It's probably the best way to think about it, but it creates some contrast in those areas, and it also looks like you've got some dust, dirt, grime that's built up in there as well. We're going to add a small amount of this to the underside of each of these rivets as well, just to add some additional warmth to our gold and create some more separation between the red armor and the gold accents. Then come back in with a bit of exhaust manifold and add some small highlights to each of your silver sections. Do the same with the Retributor armor, just pick out a quick highlight on the top of those gold rivets. I'm now going to paint in the eyes, so I'm using Riff green here to establish a nice even base all over the eye lenses. I'm then going to take some Greenskin flesh and I'm going to apply my first highlight to the inner corner of the eye and the lower edge of the eye lens. So if it's a bit messy, just go back in, clean it up, no issues. These don't need to be perfect either, because once we add in the white dot in the corner, it really helps to sell the effect. We're then going to take some Goblin flesh and we're going to apply a highlight just to the inner corner of the lens this time. This is going to be our brightest highlight. I also chose green to go with the Blood Angels because it's a natural complement to this. We're then going to take some titanium white to do our dot in the back of the eye. I always test this on my nail first to ensure I have the right consistency and control. I then brace against my hobby holder and confidently apply a single dot to the rear of the eye. So you can really see the difference that white dot makes. It really helps to sell the effect. But once you're all said and done, your Blood Angel should look something like this. I think the reds are super vibrant, looks really clean and crisp. On a desert style base, I think it looks really, really cool. I think this is a really good complement for this scheme. The reds, so punchy, so vibrant, looks great. Let's get him on the spinning thing for the close-up. So I'm super pleased with how this Marine turned out. I think the reds are super vibrant, super strong. I think a whole army of these would look outstanding on the tabletop. I think the addition of some black panels within the color scheme really does help to break it up, create some more contrast and some more visual interest within this piece. The differing metallics as well create additional contrast and some more information. But great scheme, great fun to paint. Hopefully you've enjoyed this, and I look forward to seeing your Blood Angels on the tabletop. If you've enjoyed this, don't forget to like and subscribe. Hopefully you found that useful. If you have any comments, questions or suggestions for future videos, please drop them below in the comments. And if you want to take your painting to the next level, I have a Patreon that's focused around feedback and coaching. You also get access to exclusive guides and content. If you want to show me what you've been working on or what you've been using these videos for, please head over to the Discord and drop some pics into the whips or the completed projects. I would love to see what you've been doing. Just want to say thank you again for watching, and I'll catch you at the next one. All links can be found below in the description.